Weird things are happening. Flabbergasted. What is exactly the problem here? I need to know what it is trying to pass here, I guess, but I don't think. Why is it not just telling me what it is trying to call? Maybe it tells me here. Also incomplete. Could not match a vector against vector. I have two vectors. So tell me which one. Candidate ignored. Could not match capital vector against lowercase vector. Now you have two capital vectors. What the hell? Candidate template ignored, could not match a vector against vector. Okay, now at least we have now only one vector, so now I know what it's talking about. So the first one is what we have, and the second one is what it wants to match. And that's for the first argument. And that means that the first argument does match in this case, because now it is a capital vector. Still, it says the candidate template is ignored, constraints not satisfied with first is that and second is that. Second is a vector, okay. Yeah, because not is a vector, standard vector evaluates to false. That's basically correct. Apparently you have a capital vector for the first argument and a normal vector for the second argument. Yeah, it's the second argument. Candidate template ignored, constraints not satisfied with first is capital vector and second is push constant, because now first should not be a vector. Okay. Okay. I gave up on the template parameter, and I'm just using brute force overloading now. But apparently I need even more of those. So code bloat explosion. Let's make first a normal vector. A second a capital vector, and then again, and then the other way around. Oh, I'm doing stupid things. So. Standard. So the other one then is it is too sad for words. That is exactly the same body, so that's exactly what you want to use templates for. But it was no go. Well, as long as it works, right? At least I want to have something that works first. I did it again, of course. Utils vector must be standard. Do I have another one? Nope. I think he passed a certain problem. The problem of the last few hours. Hello, Animatron TV. Am I on TV? Too few arguments to function call. Single argument logical device was not specified. Okay, where do I have the logical device? Or am I? I have an owning window. I probably should get it from the owning window. not doing it before. It's probably a different function. Could jump back, pass logical device. Oh, I'm not on TV, and I'm sad. Well, I'm kind of on TV already. I'm on YouTube. It's also sort of a TV. And it compiles. I think it compiled. Definitely compiled. Okay. Obviously, I forgot what I was doing. What was I doing? No idea. Let's just run it. Crash. Validation error in function field. What? Field right update validation for vulkan handle descriptor set 0 with error. Allocated. It does not have binding 0. And this is in a function called update descriptor set, which is nothing special. Called from here. Yeah, let me think. So what does it mean? It means that I still didn't initial. Ah, right. I think I vaguely start to remember what I did. I think I should have committed. Really, I should have did a git commit. My git diff is too large. I'm afraid I have to go over this because otherwise I cannot remember what I was working on. Okay, this is the fix for this is the wrong repository even. Let's just add this one. It turns out to be work. So add that and then git commit everything. Okay, support even. Utils vector 2 in pair compare. Okay, push. And then we go to git down. Then we go look at git diff. This is GLSL code. I removed declaration because now it is generated. And now we use this instead of that because it is generated and replaced. And I remove the vector with set layouts from whatever struct this is because they all have to go into the shader input data struct. So instead of adding, I guess. Instead of adding a pointer to this vector to flat create info, I'm adding the pointer. No, I just highlight that. The pointer to the shader input data descriptor sets layout vector, which should be sorted. I mean, this function returns a reference, and we just take the pointer. And I commented out more hard-coded stuff because we're going to generate it, and then okay, what is this? Instead of having a vector with a single element, which I happen to know here, and pass that to allocate descriptor sets, I am now passing descriptor set layouts, which is a vector of the descriptor set layout, as it has to be. Well, the handle. I should rename this. Yeah, a vector of vulkan handles. I usually, I should just always have a prefix of VHV in front of it, and I am going to fix that right now. Grab project sources. If I have that and it does not start with a V, then there's a possible problem. Holy moly. Yeah, this is function name. This is not necessary. This as you must add. Yeah, this is also a C. It's also possible, of course. Script set is also a function, and that is a function, and that is a function, and this is a parameter, I guess. Or even if it is a const reference, I still want it to start with VHV. Yeah, that's also the case here. And here. Got to look at that, but it is correct. However, not here. That one is wrong. And then here I have VHV, which stands for vulkan handle vector, by the way. So this is a vulkan handle vector, and this is a vulkan handle vector, and this is a vulkan handle vector which is not done correctly. Fortunately, the line number does not work if I use multiple files, but and this one also not. It's a vector of yeah, handles. So I think they have all of them now, except that the 334 and the 470 is not going to. Oh, that is, well, that was probably the place where I already left off. PHP descriptor set, and then that is being passed here. Yep. Yeah, it just works. I mean, now we're again 470. The line numbers work. It's VHV. And then, wait, we're getting the realized descriptor set. So what I'm getting here is not sorted, but even realized. Realized descriptor sets. Descriptor set layouts, I mean. Names are so important. They are extremely important if you want to be able to understand your own code. So again, for those who were not in at the previous stream when I explained it, which is highly unlikely that you were, I guess. Realized means that it is sorted. As sorted means, by the way, that I can use the vector as a key in the map. And then realized means that that key is being looked up, has been looked up, and if it did not exist, it is created. So the descriptor set layout is created and pushed in a cache. And if the key does exist in the map, which is the cache, then yeah, we just reuse whatever was in the cache. So realized stands for maybe create, but don't create if it already was created before, and just reuse what we had. But that was too long, so I used the word realize. Unfortunately, you know, I know I have to explain that, otherwise you can still not read it. But now, suddenly, you know, it's really readable. It's a vulkan handle vector of realized descriptor set layouts. Ta-da! Everyone understands now what it is. Okay, I think I renamed it. I think everything is okay. So let's do that, and then we do git diff again. And then I go back to the same place. Haha. Okay, I cannot remember I've seen that. But this is where we were. Okay, this is where we were. So now let's go down. Yeah, so I'm getting the vector from the shader input data. Ready and realize, sorted everything, and we can just pass that then to wherever I pass it to. No? Okay. No, okay. Well, it's not quite done, I guess. But if we ever get here without crashing, then it's going to print what it contains. That should help. This is just documentation. What the bloody zero means, I guess. Okay. Named, making clear that this vector must be sorted. Likewise, the sorted vector is then passed to the pipeline layout grade info struct. It's basically just a rename of the variable. Here I have the try and place. Is actually a different word for realize, I guess. Maybe I should rename it, I don't know. Try and place descriptor set layout. And instead of passing an R value of the vector and then sorting it, I'm just passing a sorted thing just immediately. So I might as well pass it by constant reference then. Okay, we'll use it as a key, as you can see. It must be sorted. And then if it does not exist, we create a descriptor set layout from that key. However, no, looks okay. There's a put sorted in front of it here too. And then we return just a handle instead of the handle wrapped in a struct. This struct also contains the key, or contains still, but I'm not returning that here anymore, and I'm not sure if I can remember why. Because it is called at a place where I don't need it, I guess. Yeah. I think first I thought it would return an unrealized vector, and then I had to realize it, but in order to do that I need an object which I don't have, and then I realized, that I don't need the set layout in the first place, so I can just return what I really need. And here we have try and place pipeline layout is now being passed to realized descriptor set layouts as a vector. Okay, now I'm really confused. Try and place pipeline layout, and this is try and place descriptor set layout. Right. The question is then, why the asymmetry? Why am I passing a vector of set layouts here and not also just a vector of handles? I mean, they both begin with try and place, blah blah. That is the variable name. Okay, yeah, it's used as a key, and I need the extra. I need a vector inside the set layout, so this is a vector of vectors in the meantime, as part of the key in order to look up in the cache, which is what we're doing here. It is literally being part of the key. And then afterwards, yeah, we just convert it to standard vector of just a handle. But because it is part of the key, you really need to set layout here. It doesn't make much sense to look at the handles. If you want to know if something already exists. Or does it? Maybe it does. Does it? It kind of does. Kind of does. I mean, I'm also already caching the descriptor set layouts itself. So if I have a create info for a descriptor set, that is equal to another one, and then I'm not creating a new descriptor set layout, I just use the same handle. So there's a one-on-one match between the handle and the used create info. In other words, if in this key I see that the create info of the set layout is different, then the handle is probably also different. But then again, this is all a future proof, because I don't know how to implement the really difficult part yet. So let's keep it like this and just keep all the information here, instead of starting to throw things away in an attempt to optimize things before it even has stabilized, it even works, right? Okay, so now all my set layout vectors are util vectors instead of standard vectors. Slightly more type safe. Presentation service. I just removed vulkan because it was not necessary. I think I'm going to commit this after I read the whole div, because I keep reading the same div. Called by vulkan pipe encrypted, called by vulkan characteristics. Try and place set layouts. That's the constructor now takes, sorry, declaration, which now takes a const reference of the thing, sorted vector. Great pipeline layout. Everything is passing const references. Look up sorted bindings in cache and create a new handle if it doesn't already exist. That is what a realize handle does. Yeah, that is a big change. No longer storing a list of descriptor set layouts, or a list of descriptor set layouts. I'm just storing one of them, which means that it can be sorted right away. However, there's no sorted here. It's not sorted yet. I suppose it isn't, because I'm not sure. We get add instead of adding a pointer to a standard vector. I'm using a utils vector. The rest no change. Also no sorted here. And then you can only call it once, assert, and just assigning it to that pointer. If it is the first call. To get realized descriptor set layouts, it returns this. That's not correct. That is basically bullshit. Bullshit. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm working on, I think. So I'm now here, div something. That is where I am in the div, and then we have to look at this. Can't realize the descriptor set layouts. This one, what it returns must be sorted and realized, and this is neither. Or is it? That is the question. Well, depends, of course, as usual. Hello, Mr. Rarity. What shall we do here? I guess that where it is added, should have a look at where it is filled. I think I'm just adding this vector of the shader input data at the moment that it is empty, and then later that should be added to, which might not even be happening yet. Can I help you with something? Well, it depends. What is, what was I doing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that what I am adding is already sorted. But probably not yet realized. Difficult. See, sorted. So the whatever is in shader input data must be sorted. Can impossibly realize it at every point. So I think that what I'm going to do is realize it in this function here then. Though I have no idea how to deal with that. So with what, Mr. Reddity? I have to concentrate, however. That is a problem. So what was it? Somewhere in my code. Totally demented. Let's realize handle logical device. Touch it. See the input data.hy. Declaration, I guess. Though I see no semicolon here. And again. Yeah, this is not a declaration. What is this? Oh, that's the call. That is the call. The definition is calling try and place the descriptor set layout. Really? This is a single realize. It realizes a single handle here. Right, right. So I need that one. That one is where is realizing a single handle. There we have a loop. Realize the descriptor set layouts. That is what we need. And that then returns. It realizes it and it makes a copy. Yes, that's what I needed. Thou idiot. These are not called. Let's set layout. That is a declaration. Here it is called. Two places. Here it is called. And where was the place where it wasn't gold? Okay, I have to put this back on. I'm going to do some serious concentration doing here. Realize is kind of wasteful anyway here in this loop. It really should be realized already. So yeah, that's for sure. And then it would be nice if this was already realized. Because otherwise, oh, it's even a const thing. What are we talking about? So I really wish it was realized. So there it is. Realized. That's only one thing. Because I changed it into a pointer. Okay, so this now must be non-stop realized, which is not possible. Okay, it's not possible at the moment you add it. It's just not possible. So I am not going to say that it must be done there. It must be already done. So what I'm going to do is this vector must already have been realized. And we check that by running over the whole vector. This vector must already be realized. Hello. Mzeki. I get all those unpronounceable names here. And Bojan also hello. How do I get this vector realized? I think I'm finally having a assert here that's going to fire instead of that we crash on some kind of validation error. Because yeah, the whole thing is not initialized. I would love to see an assert finally. Catch the errors with asserts. The very fact that I have something that compiles without that it works means that yeah, well, I mean, there's only one acceptable not working application that does compile, I think, and that is one that asserts. Because clearly there's something missing or something is wrong, something is not initialized. And the segfault, really? Validation error. No, still no assert. How is this possible? Desperate. Anyway, I think I looked at the diff enough, didn't I? Diff. Looked at the diff enough. No, of course I don't know anymore where I was. Just stuff. Yeah, this is where I was. Yeah, sure. No, it says here sorted and should be realized, or because I'm. Yeah, it should be realized then. Yeah, and that is not possible. So it's maybe not really realized, not at every point. Yeah, man, is so wrong. Everything is so wrong. When will it finally be right again? Okay then, clean shade, it is committed, but it just crashes. So let's just start debugging. I mean, I don't know. I prefer compile errors and otherwise asserts, but if you don't have either, then, and you don't have a memory, otherwise I would know exactly what I still had to do and I could just start coding instead of debugging, but I don't have a memory. And I'm going to find out why the program doesn't work, and then I'll find out what I still need to do. Okay, so which FRC TTP run. I think we just crash. Well, nobody knows. Trap point is a core dump. That is the reason, and oh, maybe not. Yeah, well, anyway. When running in a debugger, we stop sooner. Namely, we stop here, which is because we are being traced, which is because we are running in a debugger. So yeah, I'll just have to concentrate on fixing the validation error. So the validation error happens in a function, probably this function. Okay, update descriptor sets. No, so wrong format. This should be on that line. And then this is where the sentence starts, I think. Yeah, well, another time. Update descriptor sets. Yep. Okay, I'm calling update descriptor sets 1, comma, a pointer to descriptor writes. What the hell is that 1? Descriptor write count. Okay. And this is a pointer, so I can probably do print descriptor writes. That is then the only one. Yeah, too many static things. Okay. So this is our stuff that we pass, and then it complains. It complains saying that p descriptor writes 0. Let's just copy it over here. Let's copy it because I cannot remember it as usual. That's the error. And v8 descriptor set 0 is node 1. Okay, add that too. One is that, and 2 is that. That didn't look like a paste. 2 is that. Right, and then we are here. Okay, p descriptor writes 0 is exactly what I just printed. So that's this thing. Failed write update validation for mv descriptor set 0. That's my variable name. That's probably debug name, and it must be debug name because that's node 1. With error, repeat of the debug name, again 1 dus, allocated with m descriptor sets layout. Oh, that's pretty damn empty. Yeah, that's a bit too empty, right? Basically, the does not have binding 0 means it doesn't have anything at all, which is these two braces here. But I think that is 2, and 2, which has this empty debug thingy name, does have an object handle. Now that is weird. That is weird. So this is a plural layouts, and then it is a map, and that is the key. So if we the square brackets make it a non-plural, so it returns a descriptor set layout. Oh, could see that here. The object, the type is a descriptor set layout, and that's then the handle. And that is clearly well realized, I would say, allocated. How is that possible? This is a descriptor set, object handle, I guess the descriptor set was created from the layout. So the layout is wrong, and therefore everything is wrong. I have to investigate why this handle was created with an empty key. Then go here and I press Control Shift Control F. Nobody knows if it works. Let's close this. No, didn't work. Let's copy it. Copy. Well, that was quick. Immediately before. Created object and descriptor set layouts empty handle. Entering logical device, try and place descriptor set layout, nothing. So now I can add an assert, because that shouldn't happen. Create vertex buffers. Super strange. Okay, let's add an assert here, I think. Because that should not be empty, I think. Okay, so this thing, it was completely empty. It is a vector, so it prints two braces and the vector is empty. And then we do a find on that, which is nonsense. And we might not find that. Probably we don't find it, because it should never have been there in the first place. And then we called create descriptor set layout with the empty vector. What the? Assert, not empty. The reason, bug in library. This vector should never be empty. If it is, that probably means it was never initialized. But why are we calling it then? Well, let's first assert here and then have another look at it. Yippee, assert. Okay, now we do that in the debugger. That's the assert. And the question was, well, where are we called from, obviously? And why are we called? We are called from here. Oh, that is a realized handle. Well, if I look anyway, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't help much. I could add the assert here though. Do not try to realize a handle with an uninitialized and sorted bindings. I think the main question is still, why are we calling realize handle? We go up again. And this is being called from here. Realize descriptor set layouts. All of them. Now I'm starting to see it. We just need more debug output. Entering DC vulkan. Shader input data. Realize the script set. Yeah, whatever. Logical device. And then, of course, we are super interested in more debug output. So factor. Factor is not empty. Can I just print it? DC vulkan. I have so many vulkan debug channel output. Start to wonder if I should split it up in other debug channels. Let's just print the whole vector. Yeah, okay, now I know what I wanted to do, like this. Is that? I think we have just one. I have just one descriptor set in this test application. Well, let's run it in debugger, or let's run it in debugger. You never know. Well, that's slower. No, let's run it like this. Right, and then there it is. And so the descriptor set layout is, and then we have one element. Okay, predicted. And it contains a handle that is 0, yes, but we are going to realize that. That was not a problem. The problem is that we are realizing it while sorted bindings is still empty. Why is that still empty? Well, I know the answer to that because I never initialize, well, never add anything to it. That code is missing. Code is missing that adds something to msorted bindings. Let's first have a look at what should have been in here. Well, it's a vector vk descriptor set layout binding, and I think I have the hard-coded. I should have a hard-coded version of that still commented out. Yeah, that was not what I wanted to do. Which means that we must go to this file, because that is the file of the application. And there it is. This is what should have been in there. 2 bindings. If this was in there, everything was okay. Now, why isn't it in there? because I don't add it. Okay. But how can I find out that it should have been in there? Well, it's two textures. Two textures in the fragment shader. Yeah, I think that basically, if I look at compiled shader, I have two declarations, and those declarations match this. So at the moment I generate the declarations, I have all the information to generate also this vector. And it is a combined image sampler, which means that I'm now looking for code that generates declarations. I don't know what it was. Generate declaration. Yes, push constant shader resource. That is the one. Except that I want to go to the CXX file, I guess. So this is being called, and then we have the binding number here and the descriptor type, and we generate the declaration. This is in a for loop, so for one given set. I wrote this like 3 days ago, 2 days ago, and it's just like if someone else wrote it. Don't you hate that? Well, not entirely, I must say, but overview is gone, man. Oh, yes, the shader resource. No. I did not mean shader resource. I need shader input data. Where's that? I'm just going to crash here, I think, and then have a look at where we are. We only have one descriptor set, so that we're just going to crash here on that one descriptor set. And aren't you happy that we committed? Because now this is the whole div. Could commit this also already. Only this is not commit material. This time I'll run it in the debugger because I definitely want to go up the stack. Where's my debugger? No debugger. Okay, I give up. Maybe it was in the other window. Yeah, I'm still in the debugger. Alright. We stop. Where do we stop? Nobody knows. Core dump. Assert fail. Yes, we stop at the right place. And then what needs to be done was fill fill something, but I forgot what. Why? Yeah, that's where I added it. Declaration context. This is what we have to fill. It's also interesting to remember, I guess. Just gonna copy that to another place. Copy. Swap file. Another swap file. Nah, forget it. Insert. Okay, and then I still don't know what I wanted to fill. Wasn't it this? This was it. This is what it was. Definitely was. This was what it. This is what needs to be filled. Yes. So that is a member of a set layout. Oh. Oh. So I need a set layout then. Okay. Well. Gonna copy this too. Need to fill that. Okay. TPS that. Not TPS, BI. Yeah, this is where we are, and I need a set layout. I think we definitely need to go up. Okay, I think the set layout can only be found if I have the set number, the set index, because there is no set layout inside here. The only thing we have here is the template code of the shader, and I'm simply looking through that for strings, TLSL ID strings. And if we find those, then boss. Then we call is used in here. Which calls source set with the set number. The M set is a set index. Yeah. Now note that source set is a member function of the shader input data, which we have. And guess also the declaration context that has little or nothing to do with it. Or does it? Dun, 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 dun. Shader resource. It's the binding number. The shader resource pointer. Yeah. Yeah. No, this is my best bet here. Source set. What source set does is it inserts stuff into, or it resizes m-sorted descriptor set layouts, which the drum ruffle contains set layouts. That is my set layout. So I need an accessor to this thing here, and or add operators on it. I have a const reference. I don't think I want to manipulate it through, you know, get a reference and then manipulate it. It's probably better to add a manipulative function here that just works on the m-sorted descriptor set layout. So what exactly do I want to do with it? I wanted to add binding. I want to add a VK descriptor set layout binding. Yes, and that is really an add or a pushback. I don't know. So I get something like pushback blah. Let's see. This is a script set layout. I think I'm just going to push the whole thing, right? So yeah, well, that's a const reference. I must say this feels like a shader resource. Has to be. The rest already works. So if this shader resource, then is this shader resource specific? These are all the descriptor set layouts, and descriptor set layouts shader resource specific. I don't have them for push constants, that's for sure. And yeah, I also don't have them for the vertex attribute. It is shader resource specific. Oh, like that. Well, then this is also shader resource specific. I'm going to push back a descriptor set layout binding. Now let's just implement it here. Not that I wanted to do that in line, but maybe, you know. Not pushback, come on. Just simply add set initialize. What is the best word here? I'm gonna go for add, although I want to add something after the add, otherwise I cannot find it back. You know, there's too many adds. So shoot me. And I must pass an index. Maybe put the index first. It's kind of like an add thing. So that would be descriptor set index. And then finally, oh, it is a pushback. Excuse me, it is a pushback. Pushback. Because we're going to use the set index on this vector, and then we get a set layout. Oh, whatever. Pushback. That thing. Right. And that thing is does this. I might as well copy that. Copy this. And then that is what we push back to what we get here, which is a set layout. No, okay, then not. Void push back. Sorted bindings. Sorted. Great. Right. Well, if it has to be sorted, then I'll have to sort it every time and add a new one. Don't like that. What maybe I'm looking for. How is this thing sorted? Don't tell me I have a descriptor set layout binding. Compare. I don't. Oh, I'm actually surprised. That's what I have. Layout binding compare. Yeah. That's exactly what I. Do we have to sort it using this thing, which does not even look at the binding numbers? Oh my god. But that's not a problem. Yeah, they know it's not a problem. You can It does not have to be in the order of the binding number. So binding 1 can be first and then binding 0. Who cares? So let's do a standard sort here on our thing. And then I don't know, probably just temporary or something like that. Sort is an algorithm, I suppose. Let me add algorithm just in case it is indeed algorithm. Algorithm. And then it's time to go to bed. I mean, fix compile errors again because I added code. Never let the opportunity, a good compile error, go to waste. I mean, what is this? Sorted. Okay. I have the feeling that I'm not calling this yet. Am I calling this? Probably not. Certainly not. It's being private. It's still private. Let's make it public. Public. Yeah, texture, build shader. I don't know which is first. Probably let's put it after source set because it's pretty shortly called after source set, I think. And who cares anyway? Make. Let's have those juicy compile errors. Ah, come on. Ah, thank God. Progress. Use of undeclared identifier, descriptor set layout. Did you mean binding? Yes, of course it meant binding. And I'm at binding. 6 more files. I knew something went wrong. Something went very wrong. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so we can just get to the next compile error, I guess. The next compile error. The masochistic club of programmers. They want compile errors. The more the better. Unfortunately, no compile error. It just compiles. Depressed. Of course, I forgot what I was doing. Core dump. Session false failed. Oh, that's new. No, it's not new. That's what I did. Yeah. Okay. Now I can call my new function. It's just that generate declaration is completely unequal to, what shall I say? It doesn't belong in this function. That's what I mean. It does not belong in this function. I'm gonna call it from the caller of this function, which then does almost the same thing. No, not really. Wait, and binding is the element of the declaration context, which kind of makes sense, I have to say. Not that one. This one. I don't know. Map. Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, I don't think that it is being called from the same class, is it? Nope. Okay, I'll add it here. Where did my assert go? Oh, here. Right, so let's add it. And then, of course, I forgot what the name was of my new function. I think it was pushback. Pushback something. I don't know. Git diff. There it is. And then just edit the editor, edit at the same place. Pushback. And that is the thing was a member of. Oh wait, really? That's shader data, shader input data. But totally shader input data, which I don't have at that point. What was I thinking? Index and then the descriptor set. Okay. Index, set index. No. Sorted. No. Yes. Why? Yep, shader input data. So confused. I am so confused. I needed a set as well. Set index. Push descriptor set layout binding. Push back. Descriptor set layout binding. Yeah. Okay, so What if I add them without initializing the binding, and I do that later, like after sorting it? No, that's not possible. No, that is not possible. Context insert. Okay, and then call that, and that even generates a multiple, but 1%, I think. Is it 1%? 1%? That's not really possible, is it? I think I'm just too stupid. Really, totally. Idiot panic. I'm an idiot. I don't know. I'm just going to pause this, I think, because using this here too. Exact same parameters. Yeah. This thing finds a declaration context, and I might find it multiple times, so I really have to run over the whole shader code, collect everything before we can generate declarations that might contain multiple stuff for multiple strings, for which we have to look at the whole source code. So this collects the stuff, and then here we generate the actual declaration. And then I'm just gonna do it in here, I think. Right, so if we have a look at the is used in, we see a nice pointer here. And then we can look at the generate declaration. And I'm going to add the same pointer here. Push constant, well, that's not being used then. I think it is simply unused argument. Yes. And then we have the next one. And that one is used. Although not yet. And the next one is then also not used. Right, and the next one doesn't exist, indeed. And then we have to update all the bloody headers. with the same thing. That is one. Declaration context itself has it. And I think that was push constant. I get the shader resource. And the vertex attributes. Okay, so then we go to the shader declaration context. And now I have finally my shader input data. Okay, and I call on that pushback the script set layout binding. At which moment it is just, I hate that so much. What was the previous file? You gotta be fucking kidding. Shader builder, something declaration context. Right, so well, I have to pass to this and that thing. Come on, copy. Or maybe I can just do this. Boing, pick, tick. And then something like this. Right, well, I have the feeling that my binding is going to be binding. And that the descriptor type, which is the annoying descriptor type, obviously. Where is my descriptor type? Oh, there. I see it. That is the descriptor type. Let's check the type, but I have the feeling, yep. Descriptor count is 1. That is strange enough, but okay. And then we have the shader stage flag bits. That would be the shader stage. Okay. Well, if it compiles, it does not compile. Memory access into incomplete type. Well, that is all nice and dandy. Incomplete type shader. What? Something shader input data, right? So we're missing this header. Pipeline shader input data. Pipeline. Yeah. 1G include pipeline shader input data. Make error too few arguments. pushback. Descriptor set layout binding declared here. Expected to have one. The other one is my set index. Oopsies. Yeah, need to pass a set index here. Well. I think I'm just going to add that to the declaration context, but then again I might as well have done that for the shader input data then too, instead of adding unused arguments all over the place. So yeah, mset. I guess we might as well do that in one go then. Okay, so not going to pause this. I changed my mind. Let me waste a few minutes of my life. This becomes shader input data. And then I still have to add them. Context. Now must have the extra shader input data, which was shader input data const pointer, and which lives in shader builder. So that's correct. It should work. And we are going to remove it here. And then remove it from here. And remove it from all the other ones. Why do I not do that faster? Like, well, this is not faster. Control next, control next. Meep. And then I still need to do the headers. And I really don't care where the other headers are. I'm just gonna grab for it, I guess. GPS show me. Which then would be there's only one left. How is that possible? Bet there's another one left. I just don't see it. While I think about my sins that I don't see it, might as well compile. The compiler will tell me. What is it telling me? Unknown type name. Okay, Error use of undeclared identifier mset. Thought I added it. Didn't I add mset? I didn't. Yeah, so that would be set index mset. Right. Use of undeclared identifier descriptor. I thought a moment ago it was asking me if I meant descriptor or set index. So what the hell is going on here? Set index is in vulkan descriptor. Well, it is already green, but I'm gonna add it anyway. Okay, so I made a typo. And then I guess I'll add a header anyway. Also, so weird. Why was it asking me if I meant something that I didn't even know? Too many arguments to function call. Expected single argument shader stage have 2 arguments. Generate declaration. Not all are correct. Bum, bum, bum. Da, 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 dum, bum, bum. Huh? What? Huh? Okay, I'm stumped. What the hell? What the hell? Seems I added that pointer to the wrong function or what? Now suddenly it's nowhere. It's just, there is no pointer. Huh? What did I add it to? End. As if I didn't add it at all. As if I didn't add it at all. I just was busy for 5 minutes adding a pointer to a few functions. This is downright scary. I'm really going to look back my own stream now to see what I have been doing then. Ah, I remember. My memory is so bad. Unbelievable. I was busy 5 minutes removing it. Okay, yeah. What I do have to do is when the declarations are found, this runs over all the context. I might as well add them here, right? Or is it nonsensical? It's nonsensical. Totally nonsensical. I should add it here. If they are added, if they are found, I know that it is a shader resource. Edit. Push constant shader resource. Here. Declaration context. You must find use something. Declaration context is being found by help with the flowchart. Python. I don't know Python. Python is not the same as C++. What is going on here? Oh shit. We have a single context, it says. No, really, no. Well, that means I cannot set mset, but I can set the shader input data. Let's start with that. Resource declaration context. Yep, we only have one of them. That does not seem to be the right place then. However, I have to use it, so I'm going to just store the owning, as it were, the owning share the input data. And that, my friends, might as well be done during the construction. No set, don't ask. Owning. Set your construction. Okay, yeah, now it fails to compile because the default constructor is gone. I hope that is not a problem. Let's try to compile this, see where it goes wrong. to implicitly delete the default constructor. Default constructor of shader input data is implicitly deleted because the field m shader resource declaration context has no default constructor. Well, yeah, thou should not have done that. Thank you very much. So then maybe this line. Oh, well, yeah, okay, guess so. I guess so. So I need a constructor, I mean, shader input data constructor, which wasn't there yet, isn't there yet. Shader input data. This. Error use of undeclared identifier m shader input data. Well, that's because it is called owning. Yeah, and don't have m set, so I'm gonna use 0. Um, 0, that's not going to work. Set index 0. Which then of course is in the wrong namespace, I guess. Because set index is from descriptor and we are now in namespace shader builder. This argument to member function push back descriptor set layout binding as type const shader input data, but the function is not marked const. Why the hell is m owning shader input data const? Yeah, it should not be. It should not be const. Compiles again. Don't tell me that it works. It just fucking works. So disappointing. I guess everything I did must have been correct, except for the fix me's. Fix me. Crap even. There's only one fix me. Well, this program only had a single descriptor set, so using 0 is exactly correct. I have been cheating. But I'm going to bed now. It's like way too late again. And I have a working program. What else do you want? And I have no viewers, so the perfect